The headlights and the center medallion are really yellowed. It's time to repair that. So I'm going to be using this Sylvania. I'm going to first start off taping off around the headlight. All right, I have it all taped off and ready to go. You don't want to mess up your paint. This kit comes with step 1 surface activator, step 2 clarifying compound, step 3 UV block clear coat, a 400, 1000, and 2000 grit sandpaper, and 2 cloths. And a glove. Spray all the parts with the activator. Leave it on for 30 seconds. Then I'm going to wash it off with just a clean mist of water. All right, I'm going to leave that on 30 seconds. So I only used half the bottle. And the reason is because there's another step where you're going to use this later on. So you only want to use about half of it while you're doing this. It's been about 30 seconds. So I'm just going to spray it with my water and get it all washed off and wiped down. All I've done is spray it on and let it sit, and it is eating the yellow off of this lens like mad. This is really cool. I'm excited to see how this turns out. Sanding paper, I had to tear them in half because you're going to use one on each headlight. Well, even though I'm doing a little bonus center medallion. I'm going to take the 400 grit and my water. Wet sand it, and then I'm going to rinse it off. I'm going to keep sanding. It's probably going to take about 5 minutes. And I'll know that it's done when there's a clear haze on it. It's even and there are no yellow parts left. This 400 grit sandpaper is really doing fast work on that yellow lens. Taking it all down. Looks really good and even. All right, let's wipe it off. It's a nice white, solid haze. And I don't see any yellow. Move on to the next piece. Now I'm going to be sanding with the 1000 grit. Exact same step that I did just before. Put on the clarifying compound. So we're supposed to put it on this white pad. The white cloth, and put half of the compound on and do one light each. But I'm going to cheat on this step. I'm going to use my G9, and so I get a really, really good buffing. Oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever. Look at that. I haven't even wiped it off yet. Now I'm wiping the buffing compound off. So just for perspective, I haven't done this yet. And this is the step just before this buffing. That's what it looks like. And then you get the buffing, you start buffing the compound on it, and that just takes it down to brand new. There's still another step to go. This one I'm going to try to get on video. One last time with the remaining. This is fantastic. Oh, look at that. Now this is where the last circuit, you only used half of the surface activator. This is why, because after you've done this, now you thoroughly apply the rest of it. Wash it off with clean water and move on to the next step. And that's been about 30 seconds. Look at that shine. It's time to rinse it off now with water. Wipe it down, rinse it again, wipe it down. Move on to the next step. Right now it's time to remove all the tape and then use the last white cloth to thoroughly dry these lights. Got all the tape off, and now using their cloth, I'm just going to go over the lens and make sure they're completely dry before I can go on to the next step. Got a little piece of tape in there. Good to have some dental equipment. For this step, you're going to need the UV block clear coat. You're going to soak this thoroughly and make sure that it's soaked for like a whole ½ inch to the edge. Now in a continuous motion, starting at one edge, you're just going to make a sweep across. Don't do any halting moves. And then keep this really full. So I'm going to add some more now. Are you ready for the final reveal? Take 6 hours to fully cure this. So it's not going to be touched. No one's going to be around it. That's impressive. Wow. Can't wait to buff up the rest of this car. It's time to clean this pad. You have to have pad hygiene. And I'm going to be using this microfiber and foam pad cleaner. There's the pad. And I'm going to run in some warm water under it, clean it off really well, spray it with the pad cleaner, and then I'm going to set it on its edge to dry. Well, that's about it. I'll show you some of the things that I do with the polisher, and if you like the video, well, tell me by gently tapping the like button and leave any comments you'd like for me to know about.